You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the October 1st, 2024 meeting of the LaPorte County Parks and Recreation Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Okay, right that time. Yeah.
Really?
I'd like to call the meeting of the LaPorte County Park Board for October 1st to order. Can we have a roll call?
Amanda is absent. Mike?
Here.
Mary Nell? Here. Nick?
Here.
Jim?
Here.
Ron?
Here.
And Mary? Here.
Okay, let's stand and say. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. A motion to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I needed to
Add something
one
to that?
item to that.
Oh.
And that was, I sent it to you by email, but wanted to add to new business, resolution 2024-01, and that would be for approval of transfer from one non-reverting account to
That's
another.
right.
Okay, so that'll be under new business.
So $3,000 transfer, basically.
Okay.
Well, I move to accept the amended agenda.
Okay, can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Approval of the minutes from last meeting. Any questions, corrections?
I move we accept the minutes as written.
And a second?
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Can we go ahead and do another one for the special meeting minutes that were also in there?
Oh.
So there's, for the August 27th special meeting we had.
Okay.
It'd be the first page.
Oh, first one. Okay, so the minutes from the August 27th meeting as well, can I have a motion to accept that if there's nothing that needs to change?
So moved.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. That meeting is, minutes is also approved. Public comment. I don't hear any public comment.
Any public comment from Zoom, Eileen, or are you just here to observe? You're on mute if you're. Apparently she doesn't want to say anything.
Okay, not hearing any, yeah, we have another, no, we don't have another, that's our public comment is right there. Okay, financial report. Does anybody have any questions about the financial report?
You should have got the spreadsheet of basically all the purchases, all the expenditures. You know, it's getting to be obviously end of September here, so we've got another month or so. The one thing I would point out is on the seasonal employees, we're getting down to, you know, being pretty close. We're gonna be right at the point of spending everything we have in that one, and that's first time in a while that we've done that, because usually we have quite a few people quitting and, you know, throughout, you know, going back to school, and we had a pretty decent staff. We had a good staff, but they stayed around most of the summer, except for a couple of them.
Okay. Very good. Can I have a motion to accept the financial report as written? So, in a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay, Chair, Superintendent's report.
Okay, so Bloom expansion project, we haven't heard much of an update on that since we last met, but we're at the point of the purchase happening, you know, the closing of that property happening sometime this month probably. Date hasn't been set yet, but really everything's in place to get that done. So, and then once that happens, then the we'll be starting to meet and do the work on, actually they'll be doing the work, the restoration work, so. Canada Lodge roof, if you noticed it coming in, the new roof was on, looked really good. It was a pretty good crew. They were here in 2 days and did everything. That was 3 days, because they had to rip it off one day and then it took them 2 days to do that. Trails master plan update, they're working on getting some meetings set and basically doing all the background work at this point. The consultant is working on getting a trails inventory of what's here, what's in the works, and what's planned already. And then we'll be meeting with LaPorte, Michigan City and talking about, where we all want this to go. And then we'll start having some public meetings at different places through the county and hopefully get a good plan on trails, countywide trails. Vehicle replacement update. We got approval last night to order the 2 electric trucks, 2 of them for us, one for 2 for 2 other departments. So it's been a process. Some grants are easier than others, and this one was not very easy to keep moving. But it looks like sometime in the spring, been talking to the dealer, I got them, the purchase order and everything signed today, but it's looking like sometime in the spring. The county did, the council last night, gave us permission to move forward and, it gave us a motion of support, I guess, is what I'll say, and basically for not to exceed $90,000 on their part for 4 vehicles and a charger, so charging station, public charging station.
What is the grant? Is it a 50-50 match or?
It's more, the grant was 125, so it's over 50%. It's probably more like, I want to say 60-40 or somewhere in there.
Okay.
It essentially was one of those that started out, it could go up to 80-20, but when they had so many people apply, they kept dialing it back. But because we were able to get on a quantity, or what do they call them, like a purchasing agreement or purchasing cooperative,
Sure.
The prices were actually quite a bit cheaper than just going and asking a dealer to give you a price. So we were able to get, because it was looking like it was going to be more like about 50-50, but then we got, each vehicle was probably about $4,000 less than if we had just gone and talked to a dealer that wasn't in one of those cooperatives. But it looked, basically each vehicle, each Ford Lightning is going to cost about $48,000, which total with the grant and the county's match, which obviously we couldn't go buy a Ford Lightning for $48,000. So.
And there are chargers at the 4 main parks.
What's that?
Are there electric chargers?
So we will get 2 vehicles. Each of those vehicles has basically like a portable charger that you can plug into a 220 outlet. So we're going to have to just put in a 220 outlet, like for me, because one of them will be mine. We're talking about putting it out here, right out here in the parking lot, and then I can plug in during the day when I'm here in the office, and then the other one is we're not sure exactly where we're going to have that. It's replacing the van for the nature center, but I'm not sure that that's who we're going to have driving it. We may swap out a truck for something else, and we'll decide where that will best fit our needs. And then the public charger, the idea all along was to put that here at Red Mill as well for public, and they would come in and swipe their card. And but the idea was we're right here between I-90, the toll road and I-94, and so there's a lot of traffic. And where better to spend an hour while you're charging than in a park. I would rather go there than go to Meyer or something like that and sit there and walk around the store. So so that's what we're thinking on that. I wanted to mention that on this report, it's not on here, but we had the cross-country meet last night. Westville had the cross-country meet. It went pretty well. They actually had 2 officers there making sure to hold traffic and because the route did cross the road.
Right.
My hope is that if we continue to do this, we can, when we expand the property on that side of the road, we can maybe get it to where we can get a 5K over there instead of, crossing the road. That's never a good situation. I mean, it's not a busy road, but, and Mike was there.
There was a lot of positive comments from the people that came to see, mostly parents, obviously, but a lot of positive comments about the location and the parks allowing this.
Great.
Yeah.
So,
How many people were there?
There was,
it wasn't stressed, but it was.
there was probably 5 parking spots available
Yeah.
when they were full, when it was, at the peak of the thing.
It
So,
was all up on it.
yeah, I mean, it's all we needed. We could have parked some down in the horse parking area and stuff like that. We parked the bus down there. There was only 3 very small teams, as you say. There was only probably 12, 14 kids in the high school race.
Yeah.
But then the middle school race probably had,
50.
yeah, maybe, quite a few people.
And parents, that accompanied them.
Yeah, so-
It was a good crowd.
Yeah, so there was, it was a good event. Brought a lot of people into the park, probably never been there before.
Right.
And I also wanted to mention something about the disc golf, the night disc golf. You remember I sent you some email about that, and I went to that. There was probably 6 or 7 people doing it. I went ahead and played with them. They gave me I was on a team with another guy, and it was fun. They enjoyed the course. I got some dialogue opened up with them about what we could do to improve the course and things like that. But in general, they really liked it, and I think it's something that they would like to do once in a while. I think we can work that out, being that now that I've made that connection and I know them, and we can kind of work out some special permission maybe on something like that, because they light it up pretty well for themselves and that kind of thing. So I think we can maybe do something on that. And and I think they're going to help us try to improve that course as well, as far as maybe even help do some of the work and design work and
Oh,
stuff.
that's wonderful.
So, other than that, I think that's about all I had. Pioneer Days update, you'll see a couple of you came and helped out, thank you. Ron and Mary Nell. Numbers were down. If you've been to Pioneer Days, you know that it is up and down. There's years where I don't know why it's like that, but we're doing more and more every year. I feel like we try to do a little something different at a different station or two. But there's more and more events. It seems like LaPorte keeps adding events every time we turn around. They've got something going on. Of course, the Scarecrow Festival going on the same weekend. And they're just, but we were actually down. There was, by our count, we had 1,579 people over the 2 days. Last year, we had about 2,500. So we were down a lot. Weather wasn't horrible. There was no for rain on Saturday, but I would have thought that would just make people come Sunday. But anyway, it didn't. I don't know what to say. We'll just keep doing what we're doing and see how it goes. Next year could be another good year.
And the Sunday weather was very.
Yeah, it was great weather. So, other than that, that's all I had on superintendent.
Any questions on the maintenance and construction report, program report, park counts? Okay. Not hearing any discussion, let's move to standing committee reports. The executive committee does not have a report from this meeting. Budget committee?
I don't think we have anything.
Nothing.
Okay. Personnel committee?
Nothing.
Nothing reported. Okay. Property committee?
Oh, Jeremy's already gone over the Bloom expansion, and again, getting back to the cross-country meet, it would be beneficial using Bloom
In the expanded area.
in the expansion, but no reports.
Yeah, okay. And the future of the health cabinet at Red Mill, that's on the agenda. I don't know that we have to have a whole lot of discussion about that. It's just something that we don't want to fall off of our radar.
Yeah, and I know a couple of you went down there last meeting.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah, it's rough, it's moldy, it's not something we want to put people in for any reason.
No.
And it would cost a whole lot of money to upgrade it or update it. So.
Yeah, and being the health captain, I was in there for a few minutes. I was not healthy for me. I got this allergy to mold, and I can't see that it's a good thing to keep.
Yeah, I think it's something we need to really consider what we're gonna. I mean, and that's I'll maybe bring out an email to the planning committee and kind of, well, all of you, because a couple of you were there and several of you have been in there, and it's, I think it wouldn't be very costly to get rid of it. I don't know that we want to get rid of the foundation and everything if we want to try to do something down there, but.
Like bird watching would be
Yeah,
one.
I mean, there's
Put a bench there.
there's water there, I mean, but it's, bad place for a bathroom. It'd be wonderful if that was right up here on the hill and we could just make a bathroom out of it away from this building so people had a place to go, but just a bad location, really, so.
Okay, Rules Committee, discussion of the fees.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about this, but, we are gonna have some changes coming, and I think I told you all that I did talk with the caretaker, and he is aware and kind of thinking that spring could be a time when he would be done with that position. There's some things we need to be talking about over the coming months and how we're gonna make that change when we lose that caretaker. It's I think we can, as far as the user fees, one thing I wanted to mention was that I looked at, Soldiers, Cummins Lodge, which is typically, we're kind of right in line with that price-wise. They're up to $325 a day, and we're at $285. I feel like our place is nicer than Cummins Lodge.
Yes.
If you've been in it, it's, they have the surrounding area that's really nice with the beach and all of that too. But I feel like this is a little bit, I don't know what you want to call it, a little more fancy or a little more nice than that. I think we could really consider upping this price, especially if we're going to have some more cost because we're going to start cleaning this in-house and having to pay for that staff. I think that's something we really need to consider.
That's very reasonable, yes.
Yeah.
I think I'll work up, if it's the board's choice, I'll work with Amanda and Mike and kind of go through that like we usually do, and then maybe at the next meeting we can come back with a recommendation.
See what else is out there. But yes, Cummings Lodge is definitely not up to par this facility.
Yeah.
This is very nice.
Yep. So.
Very nice. Okay. Old business. I don't see any old business. New business. Resolution. We need to vote on the resolution.
Yeah, so I'll read off the resolution and then I'll explain what we're doing here. Resolution 2024-01, let it be resolved by the LaPorte County Park and Recreation Board on this first day of October 2024, approves the transfer of $3,000 from, and these are numbers, and I'll explain those numbers in a minute, but 1179.20021.00000.0259 which is other supplies, so that's our non-reverting other supplies account, to 1179-30120-00000.0259, which is other services. So this is a difference between 200s and 300 accounts. 200s are for supplies, 300s are for services. In the past, everything was pretty much done out of the 200 accounts, but we've since realized the auditor's office made us aware that we should really be paying some things out of services, such as septic pumping and things like that. Those are services, right? So that's what this is doing, is putting some of that money over there, $3,000. Part of that's because we've got to pay for the horse wagon rides at Pioneer Days. We pay them for that service. And then also the Boy Scouts because our security and parking patrol at that. So those are two of the things we have to pay for, but then that'll give us a little bit of a cushion for the rest of the year. Now, so go, yeah.
So when we have other things that come up, we'll have funds in there, we don't have to say, no, we can't pay until we get a resolution to put money into that
Right.
fund.
And I'll tell you
Because-
more about that after.
Yeah, and we do want to keep the auditors happy,
Yeah.
because they can make life exciting for us and not and it's their job, and we want to keep it the way it's supposed to be legally. So can I have a motion to accept the resolution as read?
I will accept the resolution as read.
And can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
And while, that will get us good for now, it's almost the end of the year, but the other thing I have found out that as we bring in funds to a non-reverting account, we can put money into either one as it comes in. So instead of having to have a resolution every time we need to put a little bit of money into directed, we can direct it to.
Can we have a policy that states we're going to put X amount of percentage of our incoming funds into that account?
Well, what we can do is go back through and see how much we spend on services and how much we spend on, or approximately how much we spend on services, how much we spend on supplies, and it'll give us an idea. Sometimes things come out right, but I think that would be a good thing to have a baseline as far as what we kind of normally spend. Okay. Look into that.
Sounds good to me. Okay.
Thank you.
I don't think that there's any other new business, board and staff comments. I did speak with April on Sunday, and she said that they had 100 people at night fishing, and the difference was food. So there's no good meeting without good eating. Hot dogs evidently are good eating. So she said they just were, you feed them and they'll come.
Yeah. So, and Ice Street Meats donated hot dogs for that event. So yeah, thanks to Ice Street Meats, and it was a good crowd. Lots of people there, and I don't know that it was a really good fishing night. It was pretty, I don't know, was it warm or it was warm? The pond was pretty, a lot of algae, a lot going on with the pond that night, but we hadn't had any rain, so it was pretty, not a lot of probably oxygen in the water at that moment, but yeah, but it was still a good night. And all the people had fun. We had popcorn and hot dogs, and good night. So
The people were well fed, if not fish.
Yeah.
and
Enjoyable time out.
Pioneer Days went well. Staff, I wanted to thank the staff as always for Pioneer Days. They stepped up, and we've got some good programs coming up. I wanted to comment on. We've got coming in October. April and Lacey are doing pumpkin carving contests, and then a night hike with the hay rides and stuff at Lure. So look at our website and find that information. Also working with the library. I can't remember if it's late November or December. Is it December? We're doing a reindeer. We're having a reindeer and Santa at Lure. So yeah, they did this in LaPorte at the library last year, thinking they would have a handful of people, and they had like 500. So they were looking for a bigger site. So again, look at our website, find that information. They're really, as those two always do, they're ramping up the programs and just really trying some new stuff, and it's great working with the library and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Any other comments? Hearing none, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. We will see you in December 3rd.
No, November meeting, that's great.
No, November meeting?
No November meeting.
No.
No November meeting. No, December 3rd.
All
The
right.
next meeting is the Christmas cookie.
Oh.
Christmas.